Hi, in this video, I'm going to show you how to automatically highlight a row or a column, or both a row and a column that contains an active cell. First, we need to know a few calculations. The first function is the row function. I will insert it without arguments, and the result will be the number of the line in which the function is inserted. After filling, I get different results everywhere because each row has a different number. The column function is similar. I also insert it without arguments. The result is the number of the column in which the function is inserted. O is the 15th column. P is the 16th column. For clarity, I'll move it over here, and I can check it immediately. The next function I'll need is the cell function. I'll select the row as argument. Its result is the number of the row that contains or contained the active cell at the moment of calculation. It works similarly for the column number. In that case, I'll give the call as argument. Note that if I copy these functions, I see that the result is the same in each cell. And when I change the active cell, the calculation doesn't change. This is because calculations are not recalculated when moving. Calculations, that is, formulas and functions, are recalculated when any cell is changed, or we can do it manually on the Formulas tab. In the Calculations group by selecting the Calculate Now command, noting the F9 keyboard shortcut. I'll try it. Go to Other Cells and recalculate with the F9 keyboard shortcut. It's recalculated. Well, the next thing I need to know is logical expressions or logical formulas. These are ordinary formulas that result in a true or false value. For example, this formula, whether 10 is greater than 20, the result is false. I'll try the other way around to see if 10 is less than 20. The result is true. And finally, I kept an example to see if 10 equals 20. I'm not saying that, I'm asking whether 10 equals 20. Of course, the result is false. Okay, what next? I'm going to do a conditional format on these selected cells. On the Home tab, in the Styles group, I'll select the conditional formatting command. And then New Rule. I will use the formula to determine the cells I want to format. We can see that I'm going to format the cells where the formula returns a result of true. I'll do the calculation in the way of these three formulas, but in general, it can be any calculation with result true or false, not only formulas but also functions. I'll show two such functions later in this video. I will do a calculation where I will compare if the row of the active cell is the same as the row in the selected range. I'll select some format. For example, blue fill. I'll confirm it OK. OK again. Well, I can try it. So far it works, but only when I press F9. That's because it always must be recalculated. I didn't want to do it that way, so I'm going to do it with VBA. I use the keyboard shortcut Alt plus F11 to launch the VBA application editor. I make a macro in the Sheet 1, for Object Worksheet, Event Selection Change. It will be simple. I just write Application Calculate. What does it mean? Every time you change a selection in the worksheet, it will recalculate. I can test it. It's already working as I need. I still need to take care of copying and moving. When I start copying, Ctrl+C. When I move, it automatically exits copy mode, and I am not able to finish it. Therefore, in the VBA editor, I will complete the code. We'll put a condition in there. Let it recalculate only if copy or move mode is not active. Well, I can test it. Ctrl+C. Control plus V. It's perfectly functional. The next thing I want to show you is that I want to highlight not a row, but a column. So I'll change the calculation in conditional formatting. I'll put the argument call here and the function column here. Again, it works correctly, this time for columns. Another possibility is that I want to highlight only the active cell. I will use the logical function and its result will be true if all conditions are met. In my case, the column of the active cell is the same as the column in the selected range. And I will do the second condition that the row of the active cell is the same as the row in the selected range. Cool, it's functional when moving the keyboard and the mouse too. In case I want to highlight both row and column at the same time, I modify the calculation in conditional format. Just change the logical function and to logical function or. Perfect, both the row and the column are highlighted at the same time. This is still not all. Since the workbook contains VBA code, we must save it specially. The location I'll put, for example, desktop. The name I'll leave book 1. And the important thing is save as type, where I select Excel macros enabled. I confirm the save button, and only now everything is complete. Put a smile on my face, subscribe to the channel. Thank you.